Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom Media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
This is the Red Kingdom Media Live POSTGAME Show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Week 3 edition of the Red Kingdom Media Live Postgame Show. I am your host, Clinton. Joined with me are my two pals, Dale and Lonnie, and we are here to talk about the Chiefs' victory, escaping Atlanta again with the final seconds ticking down with a final score of 22-17. The Chiefs are 3-0, and they are able to escape Atlanta. What was a very exciting game. Dale, you had mentioned that we were in for a show, and no doubt about it, but it wasn't one-sided. Each team had their time to shine. So I'll kind of pass the mic early here. What were your overall thoughts of this Week 3 matchup?
Well, I mean, honestly, overall, I do think this was a good Chiefs win. I am always happy to see the defense dominate and go out there and put on a performance. I saw a great play by Shamari Connor on the ball when Turk Wharton was able to make contact with Kirk Cousins. I think that really was able to push the momentum as well. I know at times we saw Patrick Mahomes struggle, in the pocket, getting into his receivers, not having that great connection with Kelsey. But, Rashid Rice ensuring he's the number one receiver on the team. Regardless when Hollywood Brown comes back at all, I think he has proven that, Lonnie, what you said already before, man, he is looking pretty 1,500-ish. I'm not going to lie. It is going down. 12 receptions for 110 yards and a touchdown. He has showed up and showed out. And then I liked how Andy Reid was able to, try to get Xavier Worthy implemented to the game sometimes with the end around, also getting the ball to him quick as well, too, making a couple plays. I know he wasn't ecstatic about his performance, but we do appreciate just the additional yards of getting 3 to 4. That's keeping the drive alive and keeping it going. But Mahomes, we need to stop with those knucklehead mistakes. Throw it to the outside the end zone, bro, or throw it away, or take the sack. I mean, I know we want to go for the touchdown, and we get on you about that as well too. We had some people mention that as well. We can't take 3, and me being the person who's trying to keep it positive. I said, hey, if we want Mahomes to be patient, we have to be patient as well too. But hey, I can't keep on defending you, bro. I'm gonna be honest, because it is frustrating. We don't want to have an interception a game. We do want you to go out there and have a game where you throw for 300 plus yards, have 4 touchdowns and no turnovers at all. I think that needs to be cleaned up. But at the same time, you're happy that it's a guy like Patrick Mahomes that you're going to say you need to clean up those mistakes, because we have seen that even in the hardest times, he can go out there and still make a play and get us a win. But if you can just be methodical when you're going down the field, take what the defense is giving you, not getting overzealous, we will be how I'm preaching right now. And I was jokingly saying to y'all before the stream, 20-0. We could, if you calm down, because the defense is showing up. And they are, without L'Jarius Sneed, doing what they did last season as well, too. So they said, we're here. I would say what's different from last year, y'all not having as many turnovers. Like, it's not the receiver's fault. It's your fault. And we can live with that, because when we took you in, we said, go ahead and make a play. We know you're going to make a couple mistakes. We won Super Bowls off of it. But still, we're trying to three-peat. So I just need you to be smarter than what you are already. But big shout out to the defense. Spags, you always got them going. Nick Bolton, big play. But I know we'll talk about that later on in the show.
Yeah, and that's where I was starting too. Just like I've been talking about on the past couple shows and the past couple post games, just really just to start the season. Steve Spagnuolo, a masterclass put on by him again. It's like everybody kind of knows what he's going to do going into the game, and then somehow they still can't stop it. Like his players have figured out his system and have it down to a T. And it just shows. Like when it's time to execute and the game is on the line, I think I almost trust the defense more than I trust the offense at this point, which is kind of scary to me. But we didn't think that it was going to be like this coming into the season, but we knew the defense was like kind of rounding that corner. I love to love what I seen from the defense. Didn't like what I seen from Mahomes whatsoever. He has to capitalize on situations where we're getting the ball back. I just don't like it. It's ugly play. It's things that just can't happen. You can't continue to throw interceptions and put your team in non-advantageous situations and expect to come out on the winning side of the ball. Like, thank God that Steve Spagnuolo knows how to dial it up and get like timely turnovers when he needs to get them. Like the Treshaun Wharton turnover 2 weeks in a row. Treshaun Wharton has made key game-winning plays, not only in the Bengals game but also in the Atlanta Falcons game. So, Steve Spagnuolo, I was mentioning this to Dale during the game, Clinton. I could see him being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Like, and I'm just being completely honest with who they have on defense. What he has built here in Kansas City is second to nobody. He was a coach for the Giants, a longtime coach for the Giants, an assistant for the Giants, short-term head coach for the Giants, and won Super Bowls with the Giants. So I could see that being a possibility. And I'm just gonna be honest. You can say that I said it or I put it out there first, but Steve Spagnuolo, what he is doing cannot be understated. Like, these are all of the guys that he's drafted: Treshaun Wharton, Trent McDuffie, Shamari Connor, guys that he's picked like Justin Reed. These are all the guys under his tutelage and that he's developed and made into like these semi-star key players in his defense that just somehow tend to show that they're the best. So I don't know how he continues to be a coordinator, but I can see him definitely just going down there with Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. It's already a secondary there, a shell of a secondary if you want to call it. Lawrence, and I could just see him if it gets ugly down there, just flipping that whole team, because that's what he's did in Kansas City, and it's been a masterclass. And it's crazy how when we're in the biggest games, that the games continue to fall on Spags' shoulders, and we know that he's going to dial up a blitz, and the teams knows he's coming, but he still continues to figure out a way to win and stop you. 4th and inches, he gets another one of his guys that he's drafted, Nick Bolton, to come in and make a stop. So, like, what that man has done is second to no one, I think, as far as flipping a defense.
Well said, guys. I think for me, the things that stuck out the most, the offense is nearly there. And if you would take away the kind of dumb turnovers that they've been having a lot recently and kind of fix their red zone trips, which is kind of always the case for the team year to year, they would be ready to start blowing some teams out and getting some up there scores. But for now, they have to keep settling for threes and only getting some scoring drives every now and then. They're very close. They're just now starting to kind of bring Travis Kelce back, despite him playing a lot and not getting much action the weeks before this. He's slowly getting, kind of up there. You obviously assume he gets more once the postseason time starts rolling around. But, as fans, you want to see him contribute a lot more. But overall, the passing game was very slow and methodical. Only less than 220 yards overall. Rashee Rice having basically half of that all to himself. He's going to be the threat of our receiving core for years to come. And it's interesting because I saw the Chiefs play a lot of 3 tight end sets, and it was Rashee Rice as like the lone wide receiver because of his sheer size. We'll have to kind of look into the film and see how he is as a blocker, but he's always been the one to kind of take that spot, you know. And then from the defensive side, they always tend to kind of let the first drive or two be experimental and let things kind of just blow over them, almost like they assume they can overcome it. So it's like a mercy run or something. Here's your free touchdown. We'll overcome that later. But they definitely could have had a lot more go for them. There were some opportunities for some extra turnovers, but yeah, you really can't be too upset with what they were able to do. Atlanta had a lot of opportunities to take points in some capacity, and the defense was able to hold up, even though it didn't seem like the circumstances were going to show that way. I don't know who I really want to shout out the most in terms of defense. I think the secondary kind of played up to their competition. Towards the end of the game, it seemed like there was a lot of calls going against them, but they were able to keep a lot of the receiving core for the Falcons under wraps. It seemed like London and Mooney were the top stars, and neither one of them escaped with 70 yards receiving. So the Chiefs were very much bend, don't break. Let Bijan run for a little bit. He had 16 carries, but he didn't even get 2 yards a carry average. So the Chiefs are very good at stopping the run now. But it may seem like at times the pass rush suffers. And so it really depends on the rotation of the defensive linemen that are in at that time. If you say, for instance, have Michael Dana as one of your defensive linemen, if the Falcons run the ball, that's probably a good chance that that's getting stopped for a yard or 2 or something. But if they immediately run and do a pass play, that might be a time where Kirk has an extra half second he didn't have before. If that's a Felix on the other side, or a Leo Chanel on a passing down. So that's just something to consider, is you may have your players that have their niche roles and what they're best at stopping, but you still need that versatility because you're going to get tricked into playing against whatever you were hoping to have in coverage. And hopefully that's not going to bite you in the end. So now that we've kind of broken it down in a overall sense, let's go ahead and dissect it a little more. It seemed like the defense gets the most love right now because of what they're able to do and the fact that the offense still has some blemishes and some holes in their game. But unlike last year, the solutions to that is literally just play better. And you already have the receivers that you need to have the level of production that you'd like. Because I think if the defense could have made another stop or 2 instead of getting completely bulldozed at times, and the offense scored when they should have, it could have been 28-0. And it would have looked like a massacre.
Hold on. Before, don't you start to slander this defense. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do it, Clinton. I'm not gonna let you do it tonight.
Not today. Not
Because if
today.
your quarterback doesn't throw a stupid interception again, maybe we're talking about a different score. I'm just saying. I mean, and that's just me. And I love you to death, but you're offensive. You're an offensive guy, and we love it. We know when they're rolling, they're rolling. But let's be real. If your guy doesn't throw a dumb interception again, where he gets a team to go 3-and-out, Mahomes is giving teams. He's giving teams points. Your defense is so good at this point. They can give up a touchdown, and they may not give up any more for the rest of the game. And you're giving the opposing team points now. So it's like I just wanted to address that. I'm not gonna let you come at the defense like that today.
Hold on.
It's like the Chiefs have to trick themselves into thinking that there's a lot more at stake. So they give up stuff intentionally just so they have more to overcome at the very end, like to hype themselves up.
I think
10 points, we can overcome it.
I think Pat be bored, bro. I was just saying this earlier. I was like, bro, like, do you like playing for behind low key? Like, do you just want to be in a situation where you just like to like take it away from them, where it be like, yeah, I did some boo-boo type of stuff like earlier on in the game, but like I just want to like hype you up, make you feel like you got it. And then I'm just gonna take it away because now I kind of been, the baby face. Let's go into some WWE conversation. I've been the baby face, but now I want to play the heel. I'm bored. Here you go. But here I'm gonna go downfield. But I'm not gonna talk about the offense because we're gonna stay here on the defense. Because I've been telling you that beforehand. I've been saying everybody like the offense, and I love what Mahomes does as well. But it's that year, in 2023, when we won the Super Bowl, when I saw against the Eagles, it was something about that defense that year. I start seeing, better play. And really it showed me that in the AFC Championship game against the Bengals. And I was like, Spags is smart. Every guy he got out there, he picked up and he developed. And, we had comments earlier on in the show saying that, he is probably a better coordinator than he is a head coach. But when you have someone kind of operating on this type of level, and you've seen the other coaches that had opportunities as well too, I don't think we're trying to say that he's going to go somewhere else and just be phenomenal, and he's going to get a Super Bowl. But do you have to give him an opportunity? He's not just that old, I know that we want to get younger coaches, head coaching positions now. But when you have operated on this level with Andy Reid, at some time I feel like you're going to try to want to break up that unit in some way. And I'm sorry, Spags is smart. I'm not going anywhere unless y'all give me a head coaching position. Why would I leave the success I'm having with Andy Reid with the Chiefs? It would be dumb for his career. So, I mean, I love how they're dialing it up. I love how they're playing well in situational football. This is years ago when, Clinton, you were just saying in chat, like, not even being funny. You was like, man, we about to give up a touchdown. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah, like probably 4 years ago. But it's something about this defense where they will really turn over out of nowhere. Turk Wharton, they signed him again for a reason. We was really talking about him his rookie season. We're not saying he was going to take over for Chris Jones, but he got some speed in the inside, and he beats his matchups. Wait till Charles Omenihu come back. It's going to be fun. It's really more fun talking about the defense, bro. Like, I don't think people understand. Offense is fun. It really is, Mahomes, but we got used to that. It's exciting seeing, damn, but Mahomes going to do it at any time. He's going to do it at any time. But your defense consistently getting stops for you, I think that's why he's kind of bull jobbing around, honestly. I think he's accepted like, all right, okay, I'm going to just see. The defense going to get a stop. He's really playing Tom Brady-esque right now, where in those years where they really went off their defense, like, I'm going to just see, bro. Because I know I can play smart at any time. I know I'm just rambling right now, but seriously, when you think about it, it's just exciting to see. I just love it. Because now I think we have the whole complete package. It's Mahomes. He's holding us back. I'd rather Mahomes than anyone else holding us back. Because what we gonna say is, hey, bro, you was this $500 million quarterback. You better wake up. And he's gonna wake up. But he's playing heel right now. He's the heel. He's just breaking hearts. And I'm gonna just keep on letting him do it.
You're not wrong there, Dale. The Chiefs are starting to be the team that everyone hates, either because they're beating the other NFL teams or because they're the reason that Taylor Swift is shown so many times on TV. So there's always
it is what we're taking how we take it. Christmas movie coming up too.
Yes, sir. Okay, so since we're on the defense, let's go around. Who is your defensive MVP for this game?
I'll go. Mine is Turk Wharton. Like I said, 2 weeks in a row, Turk Wharton has found a way to make a very, very big key play, and Shamari Connor has found his way to be on the other end of that play, which have been game-changing, score-altering, point-swinging plays in the game. So my hat is going off to Turk Wharton. If you don't know who big number 98 is, this is some real Chiefs fan talk right here. Go find him. He's the one that made the play today for the interception when we needed it the most. So I got to take my hat off to Turk Wharton and just the overall defense. Like I said, those are two guys that Spags has drafted and developed, and this is why we're saying he will be good as a head coach. It's not only did he come in and flip a defense that was almost horrible, like just like in the dumps.
We was 31st, bro, when he came.
Well, he was horrible. Okay, yeah, we were trash. He drafted. These are guys that he's picked. We know since he's been here. These are guys that fit his scheme, his mold. He's a secondary coach, so that's one thing that was horrible with the Chiefs. If we remember when the Chiefs were struggling and we were 31st, we couldn't cover anybody. So to see that he's came and drafted guys like Shamari Connor and Turk Wharton to get to the passer and then cause disruptions and get interceptions, like that's where I'm saying he becomes a head coach. The drafting and developing guys. And that's why I take my hat off to Turk Wharton. That's who I gotta give it to today.
I think it's gonna be easy to say Rashee Rice, but we do have someone who shouted out the left tackle who you didn't hear name called at all tonight, Wanya Morris. I did rave about him earlier in the offseason. I'm going to backtrack and take it. Now, I wanted Kinsley to go out there and show out and, really earn that, especially being a rookie left tackle who we all, pretty much hyped up in the offseason. And then he looked good in preseason as well, too. But Wanye, that was his position to lose. It was. He, had some trouble last season, but he was getting used to that role with Donovan Smith being out, so he was forced to be into it. And then coming in now and then seeing Matthew Judon couldn't do anything. It was really, he was on him the entire time, staying in front of him. His kickback looked good as well. He was definitely quick. Shout out to him. Mahomes had to, really make the plays. And I think we did give him enough time to actually do that. So big ups to him for coming in. It looks like now it's going to be his position to take.
All right. Well, Dale, we were going through the defensive MVP, so I'll let you give their defense here in a second. I'm going to respond to this guy's question. Yes, we do live streams, even if the Chiefs lose games. We have plenty of losses in our catalog. You can go watch those if you want to see us be miserable instead. But we're going to continue to be happy right now. So, Dale, I'll set you back up. Go ahead. Tell us, who is your defensive MVP?
This is what I love about these lives is I'm really lit, so I can do this, and y'all can't even judge me. Like, when it comes to when it was time to be for real, so we're coming straight off of the game and having a great time. Defense, Shamari Connor. All right, I'll make it simple. I'll be quick because Clinton is ready to talk. He need to give his as well. Great interception, some great tackles tonight. It looked like he is feeling himself in that defensive scheme. He can worry about playing that Snead role now. I think it's solidified. We have our nickel dime back who could come in. He makes those plays. He has some great blitzes as well too. Spags does a great job. He's a defensive secondary coach for a reason. That's how he got his shine. So shout out to Shamari Connor. Keep on keeping it up. We didn't give you that much love in the off season like we should, and you was giving that love last year. So yeah, you back on the radar, and you a dog. So shout out to him.
He's getting all the love that Snead got last year because he's proven himself to kind of be in that same mold. All right, I'll keep mine brief as well so we can move on to the offense. I'm going to shout out Felix because he made an impact in his little plays. I think as the season continues, he'll be asked to do more. And I think he's that kind of difference maker on the defensive line where everyone else is kind of high motor. He's that actual speed element where he can get around the edge, and a quarterback like Kirk Cousins or another one who isn't as mobile or doesn't look to escape the pocket as a way to extend plays, he could be very effective in ensuring that pressure time is short, and they can get those sacks and tackles for loss that the Chiefs have not gotten as many as you would like since the effort that they have made. But when it comes to those third down plays or those big downs, you're just not seeing those same tackles for loss in big sacks. So shout out to Felix. And I think I'm also going to give, let me think. Oh, of course. I got to give another shout out to Nick Bolton. Yes, he made the tackle at the very end of the game to seal it, but he also was second in the team in tackles, just behind Jamari Connor, as you already mentioned. He also had 3 tackles for loss. He was really affected this game, was injured several times and battled through it and still kept making an impact. So shout out to Nick Bolton and being able to withstand that and contribute for the team as he did. So let's go ahead and transition on to our offense overall thoughts and MVPs. Dale, do you have any other thoughts? You were talking about the offensive line, and you already called out Rashee Rice. Is there anybody else you would like to shout out on that side? You're muted, buddy. That's another live stream blunder. Let's go.
Oh, we there. Once again, shout out Wanye. Man, really, honestly, nobody else. Oh, Carson Steele, good job coming in. Tough runs tonight. Great job putting in that work. Definitely was getting around like 6 to 5 yards to carry, so he definitely kept the pressure up, kept that front 7 honest, and he was able to wear them out. So great job being able to step in. He wanted to be at his sister reception tonight, but they was able to tap in and show some support. So shout out to Chris Collins' work. Doing that for him and mentioning him. So that was pretty cool. But great game from him overall as well too.
Yeah,
right.
and I'm gonna give it to he didn't give it to him, but I'm gonna give it to Rashee Rice, like he said, Mr. 1500 himself. I think this is a person that's gonna set the league on fire. I think we just now getting to see it. They talk about it a lot, the Chris Collinsworth, and I think Romo and Jim Nance also talked about it. Anytime Travis Kelce and Mahomes are having a conversation, they say Rashee Rice is right there in the back listening to him. You can tell. Starting to really show in how he plays, finding soft spots in zones, coming up with those key catches just in certain situations. He's turning into our Travis Kelce. And I know people are going to start asking a lot of questions about Travis Kelce, but he is getting up there in age. You also seen that he is premiering in a show, Grotesquerie, that was also showing during the commercials on the national television. So he's becoming a movie star as well. So we have to start thinking about life after Travis Kelce, and it's okay. I know it's something that we kind of don't want to talk about. But it's something that we have to think about and we have to be willing to address because it's going to eventually come. So I think we're just seeing that. But I also just want to say Clinton set the bar up here for the defense. You see, he still gave him a couple notches now. So I'm going to set the bar still up high for the offense. I like what I see in situations when we have to take advantage of our opportunities and we have to go score from Mahomes, but I think Mahomes can be a lot better overall. So I like what I see when he needs it. Of course, that's what the greats do. When they need it, they go get it. But I do not like what I've seen from him so far. It's been very subpar. Not used to what we're seeing at all. I would have thought Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones was our quarterback. I would have probably took Sam Darnold now at this point. So just saying.
Sam Darnold has better stats in the last few weeks than Mahomes too. So it's kind of crazy that way. And honestly, the Chiefs and the Vikings are pretty comparable to their receiving options. Last year it was evident that the Vikings were ahead, but now you can make the argument the Chiefs are right there. And if Hollywood can make a return before the postseason, then they could be even more dynamic than they already are. Rashee Rice is obviously the main contributor. And so you're kind of looking at Patrick and Travis to kind of nudge them awake a little bit. It's kind of upsetting that they're the veterans and they've been here the longest on offense, and they're kind of the ones kind of being a little lax and kind of slowing down a little bit. But I think once they officially have that kind of alarm go off that it's time to wake up and contribute, they're going to step up and do it. It's clear now that Mahomes and Kelsey are not playing these games for statistics anymore. And this year is no exception. And if anything, maybe the most evident that we kind of look at their statistics from a box score perspective and think, definitely could have and should have played better. But they have an opportunity to wake up and kind of be that team and have that potential that they have and showcase in little spurts. We saw Juju kind of take over from Rice for those couple snaps and score the touchdown. And Xavier Worthy looks as explosive as ever. He just needs to get in the right plays, and he could be kind of one and gone and get those quick scores. But I think if we just kind of fix those red zone issues and stop with these unnecessary turnovers, this offense could be putting up the massive numbers we've thought, and to give the defense their credit as they do deserve. Not saying that they're terrible or that I don't believe in them. I think if they play their best, they could frankly shut out a team. And I'm not saying they should have against the Falcons, but that early success and the defense is a side of the ball, at least on the Chiefs, that always needs that extra time and the halftime break to kind of figure things out and make those adjustments then. But at the time, when you see them struggle at the beginning, it gives you lots of concern. But, y'all are making me believe that this defense has it under control and just wait it out and believe they're going to hold it through to the end, because it didn't seem like it, and the offense had plenty of times to ice the game away themselves, but they chose to put it in their defense's hands again, and the defense was able to officially ice the game away and give the ball right back to Mahomes and the offense to kneel it out. So any final thoughts that you guys have about the offense or the game in general?
Yeah, I just want to respond to some of the Travis Kelce chatter on that. I think we all do know that age is becoming a factor for Kelsey. But what I did mention is I am happy that we don't have to use him as the main threat anymore. Now I know at times he does probably seem like he is not that he is not trying, but I don't think I wasn't expecting 1,000-yard season this year though. I kind of said that him going to being an average tight end or above average tight end where you have 700 to 800, that's cool because you're still getting the production out of him, and he was just always over excelling within his position, in my opinion. So I think it's more so if you're preserving and saving more of like your effort and your body for those later parts of the season, going into the postseason as well, and it does make sense when we do get to that. I won't have nothing to say about it. I'm going to be perfectly fine with it. But I do think it's obvious that it's there. But then again, in the next couple of weeks, he might do something to where it says, "Oh, we spoke too soon." So I think it's a sample size of okay, what's going on. But Rashid Rice, he has came through for us on that end. We just got to put more points up, and I think we will at any moment. So defense, keep on doing them. Offense, they're gonna win a game for us when we need it. So if we don't have to right now, that's perfectly fine. Let's scare the rest of the league, showing that yeah, we got the best quarterback in the league, but we also got the best defense in the league as well too. You still got to go through them and put points on the board.
And shout out to Rob. To answer your question, I know that Rashid came back into the game. He was on the field for that final drive, so it was a quick injury, and the fact that Juju scored right after that allowed that short break. So he was fine and re-entered the game. Just to answer your question.
Yeah, and I was just as far as for this final thoughts in general. Good showing by the defense. And lackluster effort by Mr. Mahomes. I feel like as far as just decision making, he has to come up better in that department. And like I said, I think we just need to pump the brakes on Travis a little bit. Even Gronk later in his career, he was just special. He just got used in certain situations. I think we're to that point with Travis. I don't think we're missing anything. If we had a 35-year-old guy going for 100 yards plus on our offense, that would be a red flag. Like we would be asking a lot more questions as to where's the rest of your wide receivers and why are you relying on a 35-year-old Travis Kelce to get you through the regular season. So I think we just need to pump the brakes on him a little bit. He will be there when it's time. When it's third and Kelce or when it's red zone and Kelce, he'll be there. He's going to start to show up. He knows how to get open. But I think we also played two wonderful safeties today that know Mahomes very well that we are not speaking about. Justin Simmons has 6 interceptions on Mahomes, the most out of any defensive back, I think, in the NFL on Mahomes. So, he's playing 2 tremendous safeties that played him a ton. One with the Bengals, one with the Broncos. Two teams that hate us with the passion. So, we have to just pump the brakes a little bit on the Travis Kelce talk. He'll eventually get there and show up, but we have to praise our defense as of right now. Like I said in the show on Chiefing, go back and watch it. 4th and short, 3rd and short is where we're going to have to win. And where did the Chiefs win today? 4th and inches. They come through. So that's going to be the motto for the rest of the season, I think, for our defense. And I think they're going to continue to show there's something to be reckoned with, Super Bowl caliber.
No doubt about it. This defense at this point in time is still kind of the unit carrying the team, even though when you watch the games, you can tell that this offense is ready to be confident in firing, and whether they choose to run the ball or pass it, they are kind of dominant in either fashion, and they just have their little blunders or a false start penalty or a holding call or something that kills a drive. And at this point in time, it's the turnovers, the random fumbles, or the interceptions. Once we start cleaning that up, we are in for kind of that showtime, bunch of touchdowns, bunch of yards. And if we can coincide that with the defense just playing out of their mind like normal, playing fast, aggressive, tight, then we are, primed for this Super Bowl run again and officially do it, because we have the components that we need. It's different from last year, but we're kind of having the best of both worlds from kind of that first Super Bowl run and still having that tenacious defense for this Super Bowl run. So I'm excited to see next week the Chiefs take on the Chargers. Chargers are dealing with a lot of injuries on their own right now. Justin Herbert was taken out of their game. I believe their left tackle and Joey Bosa were also affected. So the Chiefs could benefit from some injuries, just like the Chiefs may benefit from referees. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of the calls weren't going the Chiefs' favor in that final drive, but the defense was better than the referees in that regard to be able to hold on to win. That's pretty much it for me. Do you guys have anything you want to add on before we close for this evening?
Oh, let's get ready for Chargers week, baby. AFC rival, let's go. We got to lock in.
It's gonna be a fun one, but if y'all think the defense ain't carrying, yeah, you sleeping. They on a roll right now. Let's get it.
There you go. The Chargers are a run-heavy team. They love to run the ball and stop the run. So this could be a very down and dirty, old-fashioned football game, or the Chiefs could, break him in half and kill him vertical. Whichever the case may be, we can't wait to cover that game as it happens and speculate that and also break down this Falcons game even more with you the rest of this week. We got a little bit left of our Sunday, so make sure to get some rest. And for those of us who's got to get to work on time on Monday, let's get on there, but enjoy that Victory Monday, and we will catch you up on everything there is in Chiefs Kingdom from now until then. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening or week if you're watching it after the fact. As always, go
Chiefs.
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom Media.